childhood mindset versus adult mindset. It's been said that one of the biggest problems facing society today is the overwhelming prevalence of biological adults who are still operating from the childhood mindset. In this video, we'll cover the basic differences between the childhood mindset and the adult mindset. And you'll learn exactly why shifting into the adult mindset as much as you can will give you the best possible chance to live an enjoyable life. So, what's the difference? Let's look at this in the context of hunter-gatherers. We humans lived as hunter-gatherers for about 190,000 years before we invented agriculture, so you can sort of see why this is a useful context to try to understand the problems of modern society. Imagine a 5-year-old kid. He can't produce that much. Maybe he can help dig for roots or something, but beyond that, that's about it. But he does need to consume. So right off the bat, we can sort of define a childhood mindset in a very basic way. He depends on others more powerful than him. He needs others to provide for him what he needs. And from a basic calorie mathematical standpoint, he consumes more than he produces. Now, on net, everything has to balance out. The total productivity of a tribe has to equal the total consumption of the tribe. So for every person who consumes more than they produce, there has to be somebody that produces more than they consume. Now imagine a tribe where everybody wanted to consume more than they produce. They would all starve. So it's pretty easy to see how any tribe would very much have a vested interest. They would want to get that 5-year-old kid into the adult mindset as quickly as possible. And we'll define the adult mindset from an ancient tribal standpoint of feeling a real responsibility to produce at least as much as you wanted to consume. All else equal, tribes that did this more effectively would slowly outpopulate the tribes that didn't do this so effectively. Tribes that weren't that effective of shifting all their members into the adult mindset would be less capable of producing the food they needed, and they would be slowly outpopulated by tribes that were much better at producing the food that they needed. This is why ancient societies developed coming-of-age ceremonies. The echoes of these ceremonies are still with us today in many cultures and religions. Now, how about today in our modern society? To keep this easy to understand and easy to remember, we can make some pretty simple definitions. The childhood mindset pops up anytime you expect somebody else, somebody other than you, somebody more powerful than you, somebody more responsible than you to take care of your needs. The adult mindset pops up whenever you feel full responsibility to take care of your own needs in some way. When you feel fully responsible for your own life. That when bad things happen, even though they aren't your fault, even though you can legitimately find somebody who is at fault, you still feel a full sense of responsibility to make things right. And when you want something that you don't have, you proactively figure out the best way to get that thing. Luckily, this is something that is built into our DNA. This process has been around for thousands of years. Think of a kid on the playground at lunchtime, and he's got a bag of cookies. But he doesn't want the bag of cookies, he'd rather have a bag of chips. So he walks around with his bag of cookies until he finds a kid that has a bag of chips and wouldn't mind trading. Even though this metaphorical kid is still biologically a child, he used an adult-minded strategy to get his needs met. Nobody needs to teach kids how to do this. They do this spontaneously and naturally, as has been observed in many economic experiments. This is how adults operate. We think of what we want, then we set out to get it, usually by cooperating with other adults. The adult mindset is the foundation of a healthy economy. It's also much more strategically efficient. Think about two people right now. Everything about them is the same except for their mindset. One has a childhood mindset, one has the adult mindset. They both want the same thing. One person waits for somebody else to do all the work of getting them that thing. The other person feels complete responsibility to get that thing. Which one do you think will get it first? Now, think about an imaginary group of friends. Does it feel better to imagine those friends as adult-minded or childhood-minded? Think of an ideal relationship partner. Does it feel better to imagine that ideal relationship partner as adult-minded or childhood-minded? Think about a group of colleagues at work. How do you prefer to imagine them? As adult-minded colleagues or child-minded colleagues? Make no mistake, operating fully from the adult mindset today is nearly impossible. Plenty of powerful people and organizations would love to keep all of us in the childhood mindset, so we'll always be dependent on them. Even on an individual level, I'm sure you've been in relationships or have known people who have been in relationships with people that very much wanted you to stay in the childhood mindset, so you'd be dependent on your relationship partner. Please avoid this trap at all costs. Cultivate and exercise your adult mindset whenever possible. Maximize your individual agency and proactivity. Yes, life is very unfair. It is very, very easy to legitimately find others who are responsible for all the problems we face every single day. But that is a trap. Eject the childhood mindset whenever possible. Embrace your adult mindset whenever possible. After all, your life belongs to you. Nobody on this planet cares as much about your life as you do. Take responsibility for your life and build it as relentlessly as you can. Thank you for watching. So that you can stay updated on future videos, all of which are designed to help you improve your communication and social skills, please subscribe, like, and comment. To learn more, please visit mindpersuasion.com.